Hello, cruise mates! It's Wonderful Wind Maid, your Cruz Ship Servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service. How are we all doing today, everybody? Today is January 16, Tuesday, and I am fashionably late for my streams as I always am. It's because I actually had a lot more problems trying to set this thing up, more than I anticipated to, because when I was trying to window capture at first, I guess like Windows photos / videos, OBS doesn't consider them sources in any regard. And game on window, I couldn't really figure display capture, because otherwise that would just be lagging my computer even more than I'd want it to be. So, yeah, not the best thing ever, ladies and gentlemen. But we're here, we're chilling out, and I'm finally gonna get around to something that I've been brewing in the wings for quite a while now, which is viewer submitted Omega Strikers games. Because I already am enough of a vetted source on OS, even though I'm definitely nowhere near the best Omega Strikers player. One thing I really did want to actually start looking into, especially so, was actually like be a better coach in the way of being able to tell people, hey, what you did right, what you did wrong, how you can improve your play. And so I took it to heart and wanted to open up VOD reviews on that side. So I've got 2 VODs to really line up first, because those are the first 2 people who responded to my query. But I really am started for this for more people interacting. So if you wanted to, you could of course send your VODs over to chatreuseproxy@gmail.com, which is my business email for where I'm receiving everything. And then maybe it can be featured here on stream or in a YouTube video, which I'm gonna post things out. But I'm not gonna bounce. I'm not going to beat around the bush way too much. Wow, I'm really tired right now. let's just get right into this now, yeah? So the main thing here is what's his face? We're gonna Sniper Wolf this? What are you, Calvin? No, don't say that. Sniper Wolf is not a good content creator by any means necessary now. Okay, don't say that. Yeah, it's reactions. It's a blind reaction to a VOD, but this is actual legitimate coaching, not bottom of the barrel content now, okay? So this was sent in by one Marco Vink. You can see they are bottom left right here. Preselecting era. The main things that they wanted me to highlight, I say wanted me to highlight, but the main things that they highlighted in their email to me when I asked for what other information I can get from them potentially, is that they are a midfield player. This is solo queue, low diamond rank, but because of the map and the awakenings, they wanted to play Julliette and wanted to focus more on their forward gameplay. So those are the biggest notes. The other notes that they put in here is that they made many mistakes, but wanted to really know how they could improve, since they played a lot safer than they expected to. Even though they had alongside their forward, and wanted to see how well they could just improve in general, since they are midfield going more forward of Julliette. So let's get this reaction overdue then, I guess. Oh, it's your VOD. Hey, well, you were one of the first people to actually respond, so I guess I can coach you in real time on this then. Hey. Well, let's just get on to it, because this is fully blind. So from what you said before, you are a midfield player primarily, but because of the awakenings, you want to go forwards more. On Taiko Tempo especially, I do agree with this assessment first and foremost, because you need a lot of hard force pressure or creation pressure, and that's just my take on the map, especially with how powerful the corners are themselves and how just small the map is. You can't play, compared to Oni Village, for instance, which kind of has like the cutoff corners build, it is very hard to be able to dislodge the core once somebody gets it in there. If they're Etz, if there's Zentaro, if they're Julie, if there's anybody with good hard force pressure, or if there's somebody who can just put creations on a side of the field and basically make it so you can never clear there, like a Dubu wall, like a Rune anomaly with a size creation, or just Juno existing too. But main things here is that the starting awakenings, team player, and big fish. Full team player wouldn't actually be as beneficial in my opinion, because you need hard force pressure in Taiko, and with how condensed it is and how well you already are going to be getting speed boost from hitting the Taiko jumps in the middle or on the sides, it's not as important unless your goalie needs to go for it, so that's a good assessment there. Big Fish is what you want to play towards, and predictably so, there is elimination of Kazan, because Big Fish is going to be a problem. Ban is also there, obvious reasons. Kai, I can just see is just kind of like a general all-around ban. He does benefit from size, considering he does want to, you know, shore up his size game if he's going to be goalie, but either way, nothing too much more. But you did say, once again, you are going to be Julie here. And main thing is that when it comes down to your awakening choice, especially so, because of Taiko Temple, I would probably just go Pummelers as well, more often than not. Because I feel it's either Pummelers or Sword Kits when it comes to Taiko, if you are going to be holding on to your Julie pick. Sword Kits may seem a little weird for the Julie pick, but I've seen Etzes run Sword Kits, for example, too. Because the main thing is you want to make sure that you always maintain... Because if you play Sword Kits, you are devoting yourself to pure forward. And once you hold on to the core, you are never letting go until you get your dash punch or your hard force in. And that's basically how it goes. Otherwise, Pummel's Julie is just always stat standard for finding your dash punch kills, finding your cheese, and converting those advantages. So that is the main thing that you're looking at. And of course, with Big Fish, you can exaggerate that advantage a lot more from all of your abilities. So let us see what's going here. Hey there, new chatter once you're anime. Hope you're doing well. So let's go over the enemy composition as well. First and foremost, both goalies are going eject button for two different reasons, quite frankly, here. Aimee's going eject button because classic glass cannon goalie, you're looking to help shore up the midfield line at 3-2. Whereas Mako is going eject button to actually extend drum and bass's duration. Because she really doesn't need the snapback, but it still can come in at times. But she's really looking to just make sure drum and bass gets exaggerated, considering, you know, none of the big three extension traits was on the table. And that will really help her keep the core out of the corner and stop the Taiko pressure altogether. Otherwise, the entire enemy team is going full team player, which is going to be very, very interesting. No, this is just, of course, my opinion on it. I'm lower on team player, but that's because I'm usually playing the hard force myself, so I'm usually the one receiving it at the end. But with you having Erasmus as well, you can solidly weave in between playing support for him as midfield or moving up to be a forward for your team composition, so you're pretty flexible, but both of you scale very good off size, so no fault in that. But the main thing, especially too, is that you need to make sure you are picking and choosing your times to go in, and just making sure you aren't getting sharked. Because with double pummelers on the enemy team, that means no matter what, your Erasmus, you should be feeding it to him as many times as possible if you are not in the position to pop off yourself or if you're set to the midfield. Because he will always have an inherent advantage with Sword Kits, and with Big Fish's size naturally, he'll be able to control the core way more often and be able to retain that control, whereas everybody else, you, the Vice, and the Aimee are all running pummelers and must cascade a striker KO into a snowball advantage. So the main thing, of course, always, when it comes to understanding pummelers, whether you're playing as a forward or you're moving out of the goal box as a goalie, is that the kill range for many abilities is at the midfield line where the orbs spawn. The orbs always spawn at a distance away enough from the edges that a dash punch can kill, that a good pendulum swing could kill. Anything that has a little bit more impact and knockback power, be it from built different, be it from heavy impact, be it from pummelers naturally itself, will kill at those orb lines if you're not careful. If you're standing just a little too far, or if you're just standing a little too close to the edge, rather. So that's the main thing you need to immediately put in your brain of, you may be Julie, but fact is, the enemy snowballs a lot harder, so pick and choose your moments for when to go in, and otherwise just don't concede a kill. You control the core way better. Way better when you control and hold the core, whereas the enemy wants to intercept, thanks to them having more natural ranged abilities. But otherwise, like you said, low diamond range, so let's just actually watch this through. So immediately, let me shut up for a second. I want to see the whole goal go first. Let us go ahead and go back to first touch. I don't think there's too much to analyze there. First touch happens. Enemy Aimee uses Glitch Pop to try to dislodge the core. It goes up, hits the Taiko. You immediately strike it downwards. Not necessarily a bad angle. I don't know if you can see my Okay, you can't see my mouse cursor on here. So main thing here is that you have mainly two options. You can either pass down to Rasmus, and basically since nobody's used any of their abilities at the bottom half of the map, you can just delegate the Strike Ward to them. Considering how Aimee is one ability down, you can easily support Rasmus a lot better since you still have Dash and Punch. She has to commit her Cyber Swipe. Or you can strike it in the middle, but because of Mato advantage, she already has a range strike, and she could possibly hit it back up to Aimee. Afterwards, once you already struck the core, I don't think there's any reason for you to have to linger right here, because you strike the core. So like, let's take note of this real quick. If I can rewind this a little bit farther back. Oh, game, please. So you strike the core, and then you just linger right here. Like, it's not you have a good idea with, it's just like 50-50. You can either go down to Rasmus, considering Vice is working to intercept, or you just put it on the enemy side. But the thing is, when you give the enemy core control like that, you're forcing the goalie to have to clear in a direction that they don't want to. Rasmus can immediately whiplash and cover the entire bottom half of the field, but you do nothing with your advantage, and you just leave Aimee completely open. You should be moving up to the midfield line already, because if Mato ever passes to Aimee or in your direction, you either intercept if she goes low, or if Mato passes up high, you can dash punch and just keep it in the corner. Instead, you just leave it open, and then by no fault of your own, you lose the Strike War because the core is coming to you first, so you get second struck. But to prevent that ever happening, you should have just already moved up to the line. You have hard forces, so you just need to keep the pressure there. You already stated your intention to strike with putting it in Mato's court, and you did nothing with that advantage. Afterwards, everything just kind of starts cascading. You kind of get outsped, and then, well, you'd have a good idea, inadvertently or not, of trying to eat the hits from Firewall Sentry. That way, your own goalie, Aimee, can try to clear the way, but it's just kind of hard to do anything more once you lost that Strike War. Main thing there is your intentions after you strike. You decided to strike it towards Mato, putting the core literally in her court, but then you did nothing but just stay in one spot after you struck that core. You just stayed right there, you're not man-marking Aimee at all, and you're Julliette. You need to play a lot more confident on that end, because you're you're playing defensively when the enemy has wasted 2 cooldowns, there is no Glitch Pop, there is no Thunderstruck, Rasmus used Whiplash, but that's him covering the entire bottom half of the map, so that means the core is almost always going to you unless Mato clears it down to her bottom right, which she could, but in this world, she cleared upwards, and then, well, their play cascaded from there. Nothing too much more to comment on that, that's just small macro play, but since you are a midfielder, I can't fault you too much on that immediate thinking, but if you're going to be playing Julliette, you are looking to force that angle all the time. Just small play, it's of course cascaded into a goal, but that's just how it goes. Made sense you were staying way too far back. Yeah, and that's just, that's small errors, and of course, you'll start to learn, like, especially if you're not playing midfield, you're not going to be playing midfield Julie too much, let's be honest here, but you want to try your hand at it, and so you need to push your own win conditions. You have no range, so when you get the core, you hold on to it for dear life. So round 2, let's do the same thing again. Let's watch the round, see my own reactions to it, and see how it goes. Good pass to Rasmus, keeps it in his court. Punch to try to force Aimee away. You could see it. You're keeping your positioning up top, but there's nobody up top, so there's literally no reason for the court to ever come to you. Dribble? Nice try. Couldn't exactly get on the perfect angle, but that's just Taiko for you. Good idea right there for your dash punch, but just a little too far forwards, but it's not your preferred position. Actually, amazing patience right there. Okay, let's rewind that back. That's actually really good patience play. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of that round. So, first things first. You need to with each round, whenever a round resets, it's about 10 seconds. But you have but with the countdown, that's 3 seconds everybody's cooldown. So Glitch Pop should be coming back online soon enough for Aimee. That's she used it at the end of the set, so she should basically be out of cooldowns. Vice, Thunderstruck should almost be halfway back, but she basically has Power Chord, and Rasmus has Pendulum Swing. That's basically the things you need to take account into first touch scenario on where the core goes. Thunderstruck's out, so that means Power Chord's out, so that means Vice is out of abilities. So if Rasmus gets it, he could win an ability war with Pendulum Swing. Good clear by Rasmus to make instead of to speed boost the core and make it an awkward angle for Mako to protect. Good second strike win there. Gets it down to Rasmus, a clear way, because if you put it in the corner by itself, Mako gets to it first, so good clear. It gets to Rasmus, so he gets to dictate the play. Lose second strike war, can't say too much about that. You can't win all the ones. But then right here is once again where my positioning brain starts to lie in here. It's not a bad idea to watch the top in case the core comes up to you, but the fact is your Aimee is a jet button, so if the core comes up there, she can cyber swipe a jet button with the extended range and then snap back when she needs to. You have no range as Julliette, so even though you're trying to watch the midfield for Rasmus, fact is, there's no reason for you to be up here. The entire play is at the bottom, and the Flame Fury just gets wasted for no reason. There's no reason for Mata to go up. Both for forwards are at the bottom, so so you need to move down and support your Rasmus on the play. He can still force, don't get me wrong, but fact is, trust your Aimee because she has a jet button, get in there, and be able to punch, stun, or just win a strike war against the other two forwards and what Rasmus do his thing. He still is able to do so, and Aimee does use her jet button. But you can see, yeah, she's covering the top by herself just fine. Even if she used her jet button, her glitch pop was able to get it there. So no problem. Jumbo attempt. It was an attempt, but I can't fault you on the Taito parts. That's just kind of awkward. And then nice attempt at your dash punch. But you are just a little too far forwards right there. You actually need to be, standing on top of the core as if you're striking it to actually carry the core with you. You can't be preemptively ahead. I think you were trying to maybe knock Mako out of her drum and bass to guarantee it. So, I can understand on that, possibly. But in that case, then you should have probably just dash punch down or even just punch down. That way, Firewall essentially carries it and you stun her. But, micro play, small plays. Fact is, Rasmus is able to get the core to you, and just great patience right there. You had no cooldowns leading up to that. So like if we rewind this again, at the bottom, 6 seconds on your dash punch, on your punch. You have no cooldowns. You could use your punch if the core came a little closer to just stun Mako, but even then, she just bursted, but it was slightly out of range, and a nice just patience play with ankle break. You don't need to. Oh, voice chat. You don't need to force the issue right there because you have no cooldown, so it just comes down to nerves, and you won that 50-50 against Mako. Good play right there. Good play to end it off. Like, you still got the goal at the end of the day, but that's right. But that was also due to Rasmus winning his own ones. But otherwise, good cleanup there. I can't believe you honestly didn't die right there. I'll be honest with you, Chief. So coming down to support Rasmus. Good control from Flame Fury right there. I don't like that, though. I don't like the immediate force in. Nice try, nice try. Okay, let's bat that up, too. Let's bat that play up. Completely out of timing in this start. A little bit, but here, let's break things down. So, core spawns up top to you. Aimee has a glitch pop, so, to send it at a weird angle, so you can't win Strike War because she just has range against you. First Touch War, just she has range against you. Totally fine. Otherwise, because your strike was thrown off, you're on cooldown, so you lose the second one as a byproduct. That sucks. Rasmus is zoned out by the Thunderstruck, and then he can't approach the play yet because of Vice's Supernova. And then it's just like, and because of that, the pressure starts cascading on your own Aimee. Rasmus gets a good clear, holds it in the corner. And that is good good knowledge and control right there for your Flame Fury, because you're using it to primarily zone. You're not looking for really kills at this point, because there's no good stagger trait, there's no good stagger damage. So instead, while Rasmus is treading off the bottom, you tread off the top, which means you tread off the top, and even your own Aimee commits to the very end. So whatever little tip that your Flame Fairy wasn't covering, she's up there to support you. So good right there. But then this is my question mark. It's a really good idea I'm seeing here from you to try to force and hit the core right at the center while the barrier is still opening, because some people might not expect it. But the thing is, okay, Vice still had a power cord. Vice's power cord did disrupt that potentially, but Mako definitely had time to react to it either way. My problem here, though, is that you're hoping to catch Mako off guard, which isn't a bad idea considering how barrier into immediate goal is something that exists. But you have both dash and punch right there. If you were trying to send it immediately into the goal itself, why not dash punch instead of striking? That way you guarantee stun the Mako, and even if Vice hits the core, she's hitting it backwards into the goal itself. There's no reason for you to be holding on to your cooldowns at that rate. You should just go ahead and use your force, because you have them. That is your biggest power spike, and you have core control at that point then. I think I was trying a weird angle to Raz. Okay, let's rewind that. Let's see if I can spot that play then. Could see in case it's like a pendulum swing or something like that, but at least like to me, from what it looks like, despite it all, your cursor is still at the goal itself. So you definitely because of that, to me, your intention is try to cheese the goal while the barrier is still opening up. But the fact is, yeah, why would you strike when you have your abilities on cooldown? Because of that, because you didn't dash punch, you didn't stun Mako, she gets it down to Aimee. Aimee gets a free 1v1, which she wins thanks to Cyberswipe's own hard force, and then you're just marked out by Vice just due to her already being in front of you. So the play just follows from there. So it's small things like that. No blame on you for midfield brain if you're not used to Joey, but that is like, you have your core power spike. You can't steal core control as much as regular midfield strikers would be able to, like Aimee, like Vice, like Rune, like whatever else. You're Julliette, to where you need to hold, to where once you get your power spike, you immediately go in. You should put the name of the person who submitted. Their name's already on there, dude. Like, well, Megastud, you are in chat, and then you can see their player what's his face? Their player nameplate right there. Okay, so spawns down below. Bad Rasmus angle hit, unfortunate. Trying to keep yourself open, I do see that idea there. But I think you're standing a little too far passively. The main thing I'm going to keep harping on you with this video is, especially since you are Julliette, you have to get inside the thick of things. Your pressure comes from man marking, because you can just dictate, instead of having to play a strike war, you have dash and punch to basically say, I win this strike war no matter what. So even though the core spawns down below, you should immediately be moving either in front of Aimee on the enemy side, or moving down to support Rasmus as soon as possible. You got stuck a little bit on the Taiko drum, so I will give you that free pass right there, because I get stuck all the time. But once the goal barriers both fall, I see you trying to keep yourself as an open angle, but if the core gets sent upwards, Rasmus could whiplash to speed up for it. Aimee could have a glitch, or your goalie Aimee could have a glitch pop, or even cyber swipe to guarantee the corner. Your role is to get in between and stop the enemies from really doing anything much more. Because I do see you trying to stay open, but fact is like, once you are out of the play, you are solidly out of the play. Aimee's in front of you, you get stunned by firewall essentially, so you never get a chance, and then you're trying to cover the top half of the goal, which I can understand once it's opened up, but fact is, it never should have opened up. You should have immediately been moving, pivoting downwards. Rasmus has the right idea right there with saying the spread out thing of, like, he needs you to help, like, he needs you to get in front of the enemy's face at that point. So let's see how this draft pans out. Chances are for you really only have 2, maybe 3 viable options, which is Amon Titan's Egoist or Stagger, quite frankly. you can lose you can take him on Titans to lose some size if it really comes to, or Stagger Swagger in case you really want to put the condition that I can soak up damage and really not care otherwise. Both are viable. I don't think your Aimi needs speed, but that could help out Raz, but he already has Egoist, so honestly, very, very fine enough draft. Your team comes out a little worse for wear, all things considered, because you are losing the core control game. Enemy Aimi gets Super Surge, so she can easily force more 1v1s with your goalie. Vice gets Hot Shot, which is great for her, because any power chord hits means she can start even putting attrition as a secondary pressure. And then Deadeye for Mako. That's just, you know, solid all around for perfect pitch, and even if she gets a good hit with Ensnare Drums. Time Restrainer for your goalie, I mean, means once she uses Firewall Sentry, you have to move up with the play, so that's win conditioning. Otherwise, when Rasmus gets Egoist, then you can fall back into more of a midfield role and really just feed to him. But otherwise, that just means if you have no cooldowns, you are looking for ways to feed to him all the time. And then, like I said, for you, Stagger Swagger is just basically putting on the enemy head, I don't care if I'm taking damage, but I have to get in the play. You are saying you need to get in the play. Don't feel like losing size as Julie. Could be fair, but the main thing, since you already have Big Fish, you just go down to regular size, and you boost Rasmus up a lot more. You get size, so you get speed, which is super big for you, since you are lacking speed, but Stagger Swagger already gives you speed anyway. So it's just really, do you want to put on, hey, I don't mind taking hits if it means I can get in front of the enemy's face, or do I want to play more supportive to my teammates? Either path would work. Because Among Titans is definitely a trait that does swing back and forth on that end, but both paths are viable. But when you take Stagger Swagger, you should immediately be putting the enemies in a lose-lose situation to where if Aimi puts down a Firewall Sentry, gladly soak those hits up. Force them to either have to pay attention to you and try to waste abilities KOing you, because you just did that speed boost and you deny the ultimate or something. But I might be speaking ahead, I still haven't seen the rest of this video. So spawning down below, and immediately Vice uses 2 out of 3 of her cooldowns. You're moving back around. Good clear attempt to Rasmus right there. So let's take a look. You're staying open up top. Rasmus does die, unfortunately. You actually don't die, surprisingly. Okay, nice pass from Aimi right there. You're out, Aimi. Unfortunately, Rasmus couldn't get a good angle. Good attempt to force to the corner right there. Don't think Rasmus could have reacted to that pass, unfortunately. That's just human reactions. Nice attempt at bouncing off the Taiko drum, but that was a little bit awkward. Let's rewind it here then. So, like I said, play immediately starts. Vice already wasted 2 cooldowns, and the main thing that you should be conditioning yourself as Julliette, and honestly this goes for any game over Mega Strikers, but especially if you're playing a character who has easy, cheesy kill combos like Asher or Julliette with your dash punch, your dash barrier beam, for instance. Watch where your enemies are using their secondaries. If Aimi uses her Cyber Swipe, if Vice uses her Thunderstrut, they have no way to escape from you unless they burn and evade for a dash punch potentially to get your pressure in. Not a bad idea to try to pass down to Rasmus, but Vice uses Thunderstrut. You're probably looking at the core more, so can't blame you on that decision. Now, right here, as soon as Aimi uses her Glitch Pop and commits down, you help out the play immediately. Rasmus is almost dead. He has those staggers, so you need to swap positions with him as soon as possible. Thing is that he never gets a chance. Okay, he gets immediately Glitch Pop, so he just dies straight up. So, because like in any other world, if you're able to rotate in with him and he sees you rotating, he could possibly swap sides with you. He stays alive and control the midfield while you just man mark the other strikers. But I might be analyzing too much. Fact is, you get it in the corner, you get a goal barrier, which is great, and everybody's wasting their cooldowns on you. Strike War lost, but you're saving your dash for when your punch is on, for when your punch is back. Preemptive dash though. Unless, like, Julliette's dash still winds up, and it's not instantaneous. Don't use it on cooldown like that, especially if you are way far away from the core. If you're like Aimi here, you can angle for a Glitch Pop from far away because that is a lead up, but for you, you're already committing your body and you have no control, so no reason to burn your abilities at that rate then. Nice attempt, though, but drum and bass does, unfortunately, just beat you to it. And then you just get man-marked by Vice. Nice send at the corner opportunity. Maybe an immediate... if you're watching yourself, and this might just be Julliette mindset because you're not used to playing her, but if you immediately hit the corner into a punch, you could possibly stun Mako, get the goal open. But then once it falls out of your... once the core falls out of your control, it's just kind of out of your control. Because Vice gets a pretty wicked angle, keeping you out. So I think you need to just stick to the enemies more in this case then. Because you can't play passive. You need to command space as Julliette herself. Because they will just beat you with their range at that point then. I'm trying to predict, but I don't think I could reach anyway. That's fair, but fact is, like, once again, yeah, you still don't have reach, and even if you get the predict, you're out of abilities, and you're out of abilities at that rate. Rasmus is still dead, and a drum and bass should still come in and deny you once more, because you're using it for range, but you're not using it for the stuns. Even if you predict and hit the core at that rate, even if you predict and hit the core, from where Mako is. Actually, no, you definitely could get the barrier. Never mind. I thought you were a little farther out, but fact is, the play still didn't work out, unfortunately. But you command space, since the fact is, if people try to stand on top of you, once again, you win your wars with your stuns. Nice try. Could have been a tighter angle to Rasmus, but might get to him. Still does get to him, and burst is out. Is Rasmus swatting? That's a little unfortunate. Great burst by your Aimee, actually, to hold things together. Nice try. Oh, okay, that's actually just unfortunate, dude. Really good attempt at dash punching. You would have gotten the kill, but it's Taiko Temple, so that just fell apart. Your Aimee does win the test of nerves, though.
They won't keep me down.
She's playing real nice and patient. Yeah, Rasmus just straight up started the DC right there. Good dash punch to stall. To try to stall and stun Mako. Good idea. Just didn't work out, of course. Angle was a little off, but that was a real good intention. Nice try to center Rasmus, but you still get it at the end. Okay. Let's look at this batch. So, I really can't comment too much after Rasmus loses his connection, I feel. Because once he loses connection, the main thing that you can do is either A, try to make plays, or literally just B, dribble and stall for time. Your Aimee makes an amazing save right there for her nerves. That is real good stuff. So you use Flame Fury to try to pressure out Aimee, and then you go for your dash punch right into that. I don't think you need to really spend your Flame Fury at that rate then, because that might because you're looking for a dash punch which doesn't require you wasting your stagger. Like wearing down her stagger. It just requires her being near the corner. Ah, perfect pitch kills you on the edge right there. That's what kills you. But yeah, like you have no offensive traits. And remember, everybody, each ability deals about 250 damage around that range with scaling. Every character has about 1,000 stagger to start, and then gets more stagger as you level up. In essence, basically, any ability that lands deals a tick of damage on the health bar. As you can see, like, the friendly Aimee right now can take 3 abilities. So she has 1, 2, up to 3 ticks of health. So you using Flame Fury right there does hit the Aimee, but it takes away 1 tick of health. Your dash punch, that's 2 abilities, 2 ticks of health. She's still, like, everybody can basically take about 5 abilities before they die. Before they become staggered, and then they can die. So you using your Flame Fury, even though you're going in with the intention then of dash punching her, was just a waste of an ability. Can't say too much past the perfect pitch death. That's just something that you probably never saw coming in the chaos right there. Aimee does win the strike war, and Vice was too greedy and didn't want to use her burst right there to secure the barrier. So immediately you start circling up and around. This is a little weird positioning to me at this rate, considering both strikers are down here and with burst. So why don't you just immediately sneak down and act as the wall to Aimee? Because if she uses a strike war, that's your barrier going with it at that point then. Luckily, Rasmus does reconnect and he's able to provide that midfield line a little bit more. And you do get slightly rewarded with your positioning. But if Rasmus didn't reconnect, I probably would have just immediately just gone on the defense, seen if I could stop the enemies right there. Once again, good trying the dash punch. Angel was a little weird just because you were trying to just push Mato out of the way. She's nowhere near enough towards the edge. For Taito Temple, you can tell your dash punch range just by these little divots right here, the little gray kind of like rectangle at the midfield here. So that's what you'll be angling for always for dash punch kill potentials. Erasmus hits a pretty wicked death touch. And then I can see you're trying to pass Erasmus here, but even if Mato wasn't charging a perfect pitch, fact is, she's already in the middle. You could just send immediately straight instead, because if she perfect pitches, it's just going to hit up and down, and then Erasmus can still get it as it comes back. You still do get it at the end, but at that rate, you didn't have to pass Erasmus there. You could have just sent it straight. You still won that round though, so no harm, no foul past that. Alright, so round 3. Staying a little too far. Like, you really just have a lot of passive positioning. I don't know why. That end. Now, immediately here. Aimi uses her burst, meaning she cannot evade you anymore. So if you wanted to actually use your Flame Fury to put some attrition damage, now's the time. If you want to look for a dash punch, now's the time. Because they were staying close enough to the edge that you could really look for something there. Yeah, good idea. Immediately put her out of the play if you can. Nice idea right there to try to punch Mato, but I'll comment on it once this round finishes. You're leaving yourself open to make a play, and Aimi does get it to you. Good ideas. Ooh, nice try at the win. Hey. Okay. So going back to the beginning here. When conditioning, every single of the enemies has bursts. So your best chance at making sure they can't use it is by making them use it in a bad situation. This is when you really want to just be unafraid to lay on the damage or look for a cheesy kill. Your own positioning right here, though, loses you the first strike war after the core spawns at the bottom, though. Because the core spawns at the bottom, and you're staying back instead of getting in front of Aimi's face. If you get on top of her face, you could possibly like threaten a dash punch if she moves up a little bit further. But instead, you're so far back that she never feels threatened, and the core just passes by you for free. So that's just a loss in positioning, just altogether. You need to just be more confident as Julliette. You are the man mark. And Snare Drums makes it a little awkward. Aimi gets her burst off, so you're trying to desperately defend. Can't say much past that. And then, yeah. Aimi has no more stature, has no more energy, so she can't get in. That does actually rebound her and gets her actually out of the play pretty well. But then, this is where I think you could have done a little bit more. Erasmus covers the bottom, so after Mato burst, you try to commit the punch. But then you also have dash to just steal core control. If you steal core control, you stun Mato, you hit the core, you get the barrier. You already committed your punch. Why not go all in? Julliette does not mind going all in. You already committed one ability, and then you left it up to a 50-50 strike war. Use your dash in that situation, girl. Because, like, once you've lost core control, where's your effect in the play? None. You're getting man-marked out by Vice right here. You're getting man-marked out by Vice. The core does come to you right here, luckily so, but in any other situation would. Yeah, striker advantage gets converted, the enemy just starts getting to run around you, and what could have been the enemy having to fall back, even though they got the kill on Rasmus, now they hold the barrier, Mato can play a little bit more confidently, and the goal starts to cascade. This, and then this little positioning play right here. One thing to always note is when your teammates are respawning and being able to act on this. Rasmus is respawning in 2 seconds, and even if you're not paying attention to the top, you can tell by just the little triangle glowing up when your teammate's about to respawn. Everybody is actionable immediately after they spawn, so they can immediately strike and use their abilities. So once Rasmus is back, you can trust the top half of the map to him. But then, you're trying to defend the top half of the goal in case Aimi sends it here. Rasmus can get it. Vice is still a problem condition, and the passing lane's open. So because of that, you and Rasmus are double stacked at the top, and nobody is guarding the passing lane from Aimee to Vice. If you got in between there, you could intercept it and send it to the other side of the court before Vice can ever get in burst range, stopping her from ever getting the goal. Because then Rasmus has to panic. He tries to send the Death Touch wherever, and Vice is just able to thread the needle. If you were now that's not necessarily a Julliette play, that's more of just a macro play of recognizing Rasmus's bat, but once again, this hurts to see. The fact that both of you are stacked up on each other, even though Rasmus just respawned, and Vice is just a free burst to goal conversion, because nobody was covering that angle. True, I think my brain just got stunned and I forgot about dash existing. Yeah, I can see that, but dash is how you get your play started. As Julliette, you need to have your dash. When your dash is up, that is your biggest power spike as Julliette. So why would you only commit your punch in that situation then? Alright, round 4. All of the enemies literally just wasted their abilities except for their ult, so yep, now's the time to go in. I see the punch! Same thing right there, you're going to commit the punch as you're at close range. I can't fault you for not wanting to use your dash, considering you thought you could just hit both, the core and both enemies right there. Optimistic, predictive play, but you can just get in front of the face a lot more. And feeding to Rasmus, not a bad idea. Still not a bad idea. Into ankle break. Okay. Y'all picked it up right there a little bit, but let's rewind it here. So, that's perfect pitch, that's glitch pop, that's thunderstrut, that's cyber swipe, that's like literally that's drum and bass. Literally all of their abilities have been used besides their ultimates, so you need to get into the play now. Even, it's like your own Aimee uses her own Timeless Trader, meaning there's no excuse for you to stay up top at more. You don't need to cover it. You just get inside, you just get into their faces, which you do. Good stuff on there. Now, when you hit Vice like this, watch her health bar. Once again, she is underneath 2 pips, meaning that you have an alternate win condition. You could convert your striker advantage and make use of your pummels with a dash punch into her face, or you could play towards trying to hit the enemies. Aimee does beat you a little bit to the strike here, unfortunately, so your punch did lose out now. So your kill pressure is gone because Vice gets the orb. But all of that happened within 2 seconds of each other. So I can't fault you there for not turning on a dime. You had your clear idea of letting Firewall essentially carry, and then you stun everybody. Timing was just a little bit off, but that comes with just experience. So you passed clearly outwards to Vice instead of Rasmus, I feel, though, is a pain point. Just a small pain point right here. So let's watch that back. Barrier got. Punch failed, very slightly. You're trying to hit it right at the barrier itself? Rasmus is out of position a little bit. He's not immediately there, so you might not have considered the pass to him immediately, so I can't fault you there. Still, though, it ends up at the bottom. Ensnare Drums is used, and good preemptive evade against Vice. She doesn't have any necessary kill traits, but you could still rebound off the Taiko enough with how much she charges that you could possibly die, so still respecting it, no problem there. Good idea with hitting the core, but at that range, you have Dash Punch, just gonna harp on that, so instead of just striking it towards Mako and hoping to catch her off guard, once again, hoping, considering she has her strike for free, you lose core control, and now it comes to Aimee's side, and for free, unless Rasmus Death Touched her. Your own Aimee's clearing it out, Rasmus gets control, but he's burned all of his abilities, and that's just an optimistic Dash Punch right there. I really do love your enthusiasm with trying to cut off angles, because those predictive plays can very much so win games, but the fact is you still have no range. Get in front of their face and threaten those stuns. Your Aimee uses burst, he gets it there, and then you pass to Rasmus. Not a bad idea once again. You'd have to dribble either on the backboard, which should just give it to Mako. You can't dribble up top because Aimee's watching it, so try to pass to Rasmus. And you can't, unless you're in the 3 stat, because it's solo queue like you said, you necessarily can't communicate to him that you're passing, so a little hard with how close he is. But otherwise, you're keeping a good position afterwards of just holding the center. Aimee throws a little bit by not respecting you and just trying to expect the core to come to her, so just ankle break thereon. I feel like Rasmus really did win the round right there, with helping to convert the barriers and holding core control at the bottom. You did clinically finish with an ankle break, but just smaller positioning plays right that could help out a little bit more. Sorry, taking a sip of water right there. Okay, so core finally spawns up top for you. Let's watch this round through. Immediately, Firewall Sentry committed, so you need to get in front of the face. Good punch to get it closer, and okay, that round was 8 seconds right there. Let's rewind that back. I didn't actually get a chance to analyze. Core spawns up top to you, but your Aimee puts fate into your own team's hands. As soon as she commits that Firewall Sentry, what are you doing? You cannot fall back right there. She committed Firewall Sentry. Why are you trying to cover for Rasmus? Aimee can cover for Rasmus in case he loses a strike war. You follow the Firewall Sentry because enemy Aimee is out of the play. Mako is getting hit. She could be out of the play. You just go down immediately from top half to bottom half. Why don't you immediately move there? You do get rewarded, ironically, in the universe's way of the core coming to you, and then you get a punch, and you get a punch to extra range to get the goal. But just like for your own positioning, especially once your Aimee committed right there, where are you in this play? The entire duration of Firewall Sentry, you are not there until the very end when the core luckily came to you, and you are luckily in the right place. Just like, you still did win, but I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that, because that was your teammates doing the work right there for you. Still though, we take those. You are last in draft, because you just haven't been getting much XP, because you just can't get in the plays, honestly. You're not getting that much hitting. Aimee with extra special and time was traded means she's going to continue to be a problem, so that should have to be your key condition from there on. If she uses Firewall Sentry, you ride the lightning with the Firewall Sentry. You follow on with it and just keep going on from there. You only have a choice of 2 awakenings from here. Either instant purpose now or scaling. And glass cannon now. Yep, fair enough. I would have probably done the same thing. Just fact is, we didn't see any Sparts the first set, if I recall. No, we saw Spark of Strength, but you really didn't commit to that. So that's 2 Sparts seen. And at the very most, you get 3 of Exodia. So you might as well commit to your full Spark stacking there. It's true you've been playing so defensively now. And once again, you're a midfielder. I can't fault you if you usually play like Aimee or Estelle, who have reach. When you're playing Julliette, you are a forward. You are an aggressive forward that gets in front of the face. Because, right, the dash punches are a bit there. You just 2 of my mains? Well, exactly so, because I'm just taking this from your positioning. You are playing super defensively because you can abuse that range whenever you're playing those strikers. Jet and Vice are the other ones. There you go. Because the fact is, when you're playing as Aimee, you want to fall back because Cyber Swipe lets you immediately move forward. So you can play farther back and be that second wall. For Estelle, you need to be farther back. That way you can react with an instant Rose Warp for positioning, for instance. Because Crystal Thorns and your Snipe, Piercing Shot, already serve your range role. But you have no range as Julliette. You and your dash are the entire range. So you can't play defensively as her. You command space, because what's the problem with Julliettes in high elos and why you suffer with dealing with them? And I'm saying this as a in general moment. The fact is that you are... The fact is because she's able to set herself up and command that respect. At the moment, I'm not seeing any dash punch trolls besides the 1 attempt in set 1, so no Fear of God is in Pummers. So your gear choice is basically moot right now. And granted, you haven't been really given that much offensive awakening traits until now, with Glass Cannon giving you some power. But you also didn't intest into Spark of Strength as well, so that is an end. But then again, that's win condition. That's playing to a Pummel's win condition more than playing to control. But at the end of the day, your your gear choice is currently dead. You're playing way too defensively, and you need to be showing why you picked Julliette. Because at the moment, you are just a striker with sometimes... you're just a base striker with sometimes a stun. You're not getting as much value with Julliette right now as you would with other people. So, good clear away right there. Hits the Taito, unfortunately, right there. What did you? With that speed, you are getting in front of Aimi's face, and that's what I want to see! That's what I want to see right there! You are getting in front of her. Forces out an evade. Don't know if you really had to commit that necessarily, but it still got her evade out, which ain't bad, because now she has no energy. Preemptive punch. I'm seeing your midfielding. Now that you have some speed, I'm seeing you pick up your midfielding with trying to cover for Rasmus's angles a little bit more now. Good evade, that's the Thunderstruck, and good dash punch idea right there. Real good dash punch idea. Okay, I'm just trying to watch you in relation to the Aimi right now. Nice hit! Good hit right there. Okay, I saw that right there. I saw you try to buffer out a dash, but you already got canceled out of it by the ensnare drums. I don't know what happened. You just woke up. You just woke up this round. Okay. Past Erasmus, nice idea, but you have your abilities on off cooldown, so you can force it. Past Erasmus attempt. Pendulum swing tries to get it your way. Okay, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay, you're waking up now that you have some speed. I will give you that. Going back to the beginning of this round, though. Going back to the beginning of this round. So, once again, all the range is gone here. And luckily, because Aimi committed down with her Cyber Swipe, you have full rain up top. Granted, you don't have any range, so the best you can do is try to clear it up top. And it unfortunately hit the Taito at a weird angle. So, can't say too much about that. But then now I'm paying attention to your positioning versus Aimi. Because you keep spawning across from her, because you're spawning, across opposite from her, she is your man mark. Once she has no Cyber Swipe, once she's committed that, you are immediately looking for ways to get in front of her and say, guess what? I win the strike war no matter what now. And look at this. Where Aimi's going, you're going, and you are trying to get in front of her. You dash punch to control the corner. I do like that. The core wasn't in the best place for you to dash punch directly towards the barrier, but you had a clear idea to keep it close there, and you get the barrier from it. Rasmus even dribbles it back, but it just doesn't, unfortunately, come to you. So that's all good. But that's the play I want to see. You have the speed, and now you're being confident with moving up with it. Good intercept from there on. And once again, you don't have enough knockback yet to really kill off the Taitos. They have knockback, yes, but you don't have any other impact traits. You have power, but you don't have any impact extension or impact buffering from like a boat diff giving you +5 or heavy impact +15. So that just gets the evade out when I feel like you could use that for core control more. Because your core control with your Flame Furies has been way better. See the attempt of your punch right there? Just stun Aimi, keep the core in the corner, but Matra's drum and bass is trying to cancel that play. But that's all in the span of 2 seconds. Can't fault you there. So then now, you move back into a defensive position instead of holding the midfield line. Because of that, you could have maybe dashed right there and beaten and just guaranteed you win against Aimi. Instead, you had to move up, which kind of predicted when your strike timing would be. So Aimi was able to second strike you because you moved back right there. If you stood right on top of Aimi, she probably would have. If you stood on top of Aimi earlier, you probably would have had a better 50-50. But because you're already standing back to try to cover for your goalie Aimi, you already open up when the core is leaving your circle of influence. It forces your hand to have to strike. You could possibly strike it up and try to mind game, but that's still going to Aimi, and she just wins the second strike war no matter what. If you were already up in that positioning, you have dash, that's off cooldown, that you could win the war, or if you just, or instead of having to move up, instead of being at the second barrier, you just stood on top of Aimi herself. Because if she cyber swipes, if she glitch pops to get the core intercepted on your passing route, she's beating you no matter what anyway. You can't do much about that because that's her using her abilities to beat you. You need to use your own abilities and your size, which you took Big Fish for, to beat her. Fact is, Go Barrier gets lost. Good evade to dodge Thunderstruck, but I don't think you should be too antsy on using your evades to survive, considering you have Stagger Swatter and a Big Fish for stagger, and even if you get pressured for damage, you're not going to be dying anytime soon. At least from your angle, possibly, but remember, what's the death range for any knockback ability? At where the orbs spawn, so the gray area is right there. That might be more of a knowledge check, but if you got hit right there, you wouldn't have been knockback enough unless Vice committed a power tort or a thunderstruck immediately afterwards. You should have saved your energy right there, in my opinion, because you already have 2 traits that help your survival. No need to burn your energy, just save that for your burst. Good attempt at your dash punch, right there. Can't fault you there, you just ran out of range and Mato was able to intercept it still. And then, again right here, I feel like this was more of a tempo play of if you evade, you don't get in hit stun, you can hope at the bottom. But otherwise, you went from having almost burst, you went from having 2/3 burst to no energy, no burst, no evade in the span of 5 seconds. Whereas, you should definitely continue eating those hits, because it could proc your Stagger Swagger to get you even more speed in the situation here. And look at where everybody is on the pitch. Already, you know Vice used her Thunderstruck, and I don't know if Aimee ever used her Cyber Swipe anytime soon. She already did use her Cyber Swipe at 27 seconds, so that's still going to be on cooldown. I think Cyber Swipe's like 14 seconds or so, so 27. It's still on cooldown, so you can't commit at all. So, there's no reason for you to evade and rush to get to the play when the core is guaranteed going to your goalie, Aimee. Save that evade, and you have Stagger Swagger to survive. You lost possible burst pressure, which could be a future win condition. Micro play right there. Unfortunate for Rasmus. He does get hit. He has no stagger. Aimee just gets a good spot on him. And this is the problem that I'm seeing as well. The enemy both, remember, they took pummels. Double pummels. So because of that, they're getting that Sorkanic speed advantage over you. Because, one, your own pummels is dead in the water at all times. You're never getting a chance to. And Rasmus is bleeding dry on his own stagger. Because he's taking the brunt of the hits. When you have Stagger Swagger and Big Fish as well. Yeah, Rasmus is Big Fish, but you can see it's doing him no favors as he's the one constantly in the face so much. Granted, this round is an exception because he just kept getting poked down, but don't be afraid to take hits yourself if it means you can alleviate pressure for your teammates. It's just more of a general tip, especially with Stagger Swagger, since you can just say, yes, please hit me, I want that speed boost, and you could be even incentivized to try to read on me, but that's just more general. After this, good Flame Fury to hold control. Afterwards, look at your cooldowns. Your dash is off cooldown, so that's immediately an idea. And I want to play this moment back. Watch it. I see the idea right there. I really do, but Ensnare Drums just kind of stuns you for eternity, and then you're just out of control. Punch to try to stop Vice's force right there. I do see it. And I see the idea to pass to Rasmus here, but the thing is too, you have both your abilities. You could just honestly force it past Vice and force Mako all the way down with your dash punch. The pass to Rasmus goes a little wide, unfortunately, and well, Aimee just hits the Taiko past that. But the thing I'm really feeling is that you need to be more confident in your own dash punches. It is your win condition. It's how you win your wars. So because of that, you need to be unafraid to use your abilities and win those wars, because you are losing all your strike wars because you only choose to strike, never to use your abilities. The range is killing you on this because you're not a melee player unless you're playing Drat, but even then, you have Locking Load serves 2 purposes: stunning people at point blank or using the range of it otherwise. So I think that's really what's killing your Julliette gameplay. It might actually help me a lot since I struggle dealing with damage in general. Yes! The thing here, I want the Rots to set back. The main thing here is that, once again, what are you doing? Why do you choose Pummels? You're looking for cheese. Are you doing much damage? Not really that much. Then again, you only have Glass Cannon to deal damage with, but the fact is, Rasmus is being left to dry more often than not in most of these rounds here. Yeah, because watch it. So, she's playing so far forwards, and you did admit in your notes for the video here that that you were letting Razes play more forwards. But look at this. He already took a power chord to the face. He took a perfect pitch. Now he takes an ensnare drums, 1 hit plus a burst. So he's already down to 1 ability's worth of damage. You need to just get in the face and be unafraid to help him out here. At that rate, then just going on from there on and everything like that. And then, well, like as I said, everything just continues cascading. Right, everything just continues cascading. When we go on to the next rounds and everything like that, Rasmus is the one in the face of the enemy, and look at that. 2 abilities once more. Glitch Pop, Power Chord, could have been a 3rd from Perfect Pitch. You need to play more in front of the enemy's face, because, like, you struggle dealing with damage, but you have survival traits. You put this winch in this, like, the enemy is dealing damage to Erasmus, and he's the one struggling when you are the one geared to be able to take the brunt so he can pop off, because he's, like, you say, like, you're falling back a bit more because Rasmus is moving up to make these plays, but if he's dead, he's making no plays. So you need to be able to support him on this line. Because, yeah, look at this again. He's at full health right here. He's using Whiplash to try to make a play. You can't help him too much because you're out of abilities, can't fault you, but then he takes the recast of Drum and Bass. He takes a Glitch Pop, that's a point power chord. That's a pitch perfect. He's dead and out of the play. You need to swap positions with him, or at least like try to move in more. Because then, even though you were covering his midfield because he had no abilities, I can't fault you there. He's dead. He's out of the water. He's gone. You have no control over the core up until Aimee has to. Your out Aimee has to use her burst to support. And well, like I said, he's out of the play. Because if you feel like you're struggling with dealing damage at this point, don't take Pummels. You're taking Vicious then. If you're really scared about the damage, because you have no onus on your Pummels. Your enemies have been making greater use of the Pummels at that rate then. Because even if you got Power Chord and hit right there, you have enough health. I said you have enough health to take 2 abilities worth. Status Slide is going to guarantee that you survive, and you even have the Orb, which you constantly go towards. So you're fine on the survival end, and you're knowing that you're taking hits when you need to. So it's totally fine on that end. You just need to play. Yeah, you just need to play towards why you took your awakenings.
That's right. You assist me now.
Because until then, Rasmus makes plays when he's alive, but then he dies, and then where's your entire team's control? Gone. So yeah, with that immediate range advantage, Rasmus can just sometimes lose these plays. Good damage advice. But what is this? Okay, legitimately, what is that right there? Past Aimee Dolly dying right there. I need you to think about your pressure right there. On this, on the other side of the argument here of you dealing damage, let's take a look at this. So all 3 ranged abilities immediately come out from the enemy team. Perfect Pitch, Glitch Pop, and Power Chord all come out to win the initial touch. Rasmus gets knocked back a little bit, but your Aimee immediately blinks in and commits Timeless Reader. Now is the time to get in, which you do. A punch to try to force it, but if you think the core's at your feet, Dash Punch immediately secures it for you no matter what. Because Punch has a wind-up. Dash has has a little bit of a wind-up, but it's a lot less than, but it doesn't have as big of a wind-up as Punch. So commit both. Then, okay, past the core, unfortunately, striking in between, you commit Flame Fury after recognizing Vice is low, but then you don't commit Dash? Even though you consciously committed Flame Fury to getting her low in almost kill range. Are you expecting Rasmus to kill her even though he has to get out of position to do so? You already used Punch and hit her. You already used Flame Fury and hit her. Why not convert your striker advantage and use Dash? Instead, you unfortunately get stuck on the Taito drum, which I can't fault you there. But then Vice survives the play, and then, well... What is that? What is that right there? Legitimately. Also, I need to see how Aimee died. Did she stay too far in the goal once the barriers were lost? Yep, she's standing right at that black line right there. That's the other thing too. For forwards, the depth range is where the orbs spawn. You can get knockback. For goalies, even though you have extra knockback resistance when you're in the goal mouth, it's the little black line right there. If you're standing in it, that's when you can die. Because you can see Cyber Swipe hits, that kills. But the fact is, for instance, if you if you had already killed Vice right here, then Rasmus probably never would have had to commit his pendulum swing, meaning the core naturally comes to you instead of speeding so fast, and you might be able to stall for Ivy to come out, or you could even try to force a barrier since you still had your dash. Because look at that, Rasmus has to pendulum swing to guarantee that Vice possibly doesn't get the core in case she moved down. Then it comes at a bad angle, so unfortunately, you can't find your timing, and you even get stunned by drum and bass. Macho gets it, and then Aimee clears. That could have helped out Rasmus's play, since he wouldn't have had to commit pendulum swing, and both of you literally could have just waited without having to strike, but because Vice survived, it put a lot more pressure on Rasmus. Why would you commit 2/3 of your kit? Just go all in with the kit if you're going for the kill at that rate.
Were you glitching out?
I think your passiveness is really getting to you, but you need to turn on a dime and recognize that win condition. No understand dash exists. It's like, it is a very important cooldown, and I can't fault you for wanting to save it, because it is, like I said, how you start your offense as Julliette. But if people in higher elos are willing to spend whole ultimates on tapping somebody at the corner, if people are willing to spend their burst, which takes a lot of energy, 75 energy to charge, to confirm a kill, or to keep stagger pressure on, you can sure as heck commit a 14-second cooldown, especially if you're ready to use the rest of your kit. Keeping it low, a little awkward. Nice try there. That everything just immediately cascaded way out of control on that set. On that round right there. Corresponds at the bottom. You immediately go forwards to Aimee though. Why? Are you trying to man mark her out? If the core's at the bottom, you go down and 2v1 Vice with Rasmus. Because if the core goes up top, well, you wouldn't have been able to make a play otherwise. You're hoping that Rasmus wins the war, and then hoping that Macho passes it up top to you and Aimee, when you can clearly win with the force. So you need to just help out Rasmus immediately at the bottom. Because of that, the goal barrier is immediately lost up top, and even though you pass it down to Rasmus, now it's in a scramble situation to where Aimee just gets it for free. Can't do too much more after this. She just kind of wins the nerves, and then it just cascades from there. That is a throw of a positioning. That is a major positioning error once it spawns. Did you see it spawn down? And then you walk to Aimee and do nothing to cover that angle. If you never lost the top barrier, well, the set wouldn't have been lost in 9 seconds.
If I was excited about a goal,
That feels like just another major positioning error at that rate then. And I hope I'm not flaming you too hard. I mean this all with a place of love, but there is a lot of things that can really be shored up. But I think it's just stemming from your midfielding and your just lack of confidence here. You're not used to playing Julliette or being a forward as much as a midfielder, and that's really killing your own intent here. Because when you got last chain at the start of the last set, you really went in on your offensive capabilities. Like, I saw you getting in front of Aimee once she used her stuff. I saw you getting in with Dash Punch. But then you're just boneheaded plays. Okay, I just want to make sure, because we are on the internet, and coaching I am very much so. I want to come from a place of love, but I'm going to point out these egregious errors. That's the way you are going to learn. Thought Rasmus was winning in my head for no reason. The thing is, Rasmus has proven he is winning in set 1, but now the enemy team has gotten onto him, and they're literally laying the entire kitchen sink into shutting him down, because they know you are not a threat. They know you are not a threat at all. Because of that, you need to assert that pressure. Alright, so, draft analysis here. Main things is that Main problems here is that enemy has specialized training. Could kill Rasmus a lot more, but fact is, for you, that's actually a wide open possibility for you to trigger Stagger Swagger and really put the onus on, hey, I can now outspeed everybody naturally. Your own Amy goes for Reverb when, honestly, I personally probably would have taken Chrono Boost away, or Chrono Boost, or even Missile Propulsion away from Vice and from Mato and Vice respectively, because with her getting the extension trait, that needs to be a deny. You should obviously take it away and try to make the Jolting a lot harder for Mato, but fact is, you only get the dash benefit, and your dashes, even if you could use the range, you need to find a really big way to get back into the game. And so Nice Edge is a good option. Prizefighter puts the onus on you finding dash punch kills, but fact is, you have found 0. You had 1 attempt at a dash punch kill this entire game, and then you got perfect pitched off the side of the world. Raz was winning in that, in my head for no reason. Winning that specific strike where, fair enough, but fact is, at the end of the day, you got in your own head about it, and, well, the round was lost in 9 seconds. It's whatever at that point then. Go next, let's win set 4. Your own Rasmus takes Twitch Strikes, so now he can actually respond a lot faster to your own passes, and he has that perfect synergy of Twitch Strike and Egoist. He can just be generating bursts so much, and it allows him to actually keep up his energy gain with evades that he needs if he needs to survive at this rate. His fact is, he could have indexed into Reverb or peak performance, considering Big Fish was taken by both of you, so you could have also looked into that as extra speed naturally or extra stagger, but you are going all in on the edges, so I want to see you. I want to see how you make use of this. Core spawns up top, you immediately start sending it down. That is a immediate panic evade in my opinion, unless you were just trying to make sure you weren't getting controlled by the firewall essentially, but let's watch the whole round before I do my analysis again. You don't want to get caught by the firewall sentry. Okay, I want to harp on that. You don't want to get caught by the firewall sentry, but the first hit already hits the core, so I don't think you really need to waste your evade. Yes! Okay, you get hit a lot here, but you have your status slider going in, so you can move a lot more confidently, I feel. Wait, what the heck? Rasmus? How did you not die? What the heck? Oh no, that was Imi. That was Imi eject buttoning. Okay, fair enough. Let's stop pausing once this get back in here. Nice idea. Like, you have dash. Yep, you already know it yourself. You used punch. Where's the dash? Where's the dash? Mato was low right there. Why'd you dribble and then not just immediately dash force? There's no confidence in your plays. There is no confidence. You have no faith in yourself. Pump yourself up. You can do this. You're Julliette. You are one of the most banned strikers in the game for a reason.
Don't worry, team. I'm back. Break it down.
Punch again. Burst. Oh, that's a cascade of a set. I feel like you'd have gotten the goal barriers so much there. I'll harp on the beginning of that once again when it comes to use your evade, probably out of reflex when you saw the firewall sentry. Even if she has specialized training, you still have a way to absorb one more hit thanks to Big Fish, and you have Stagger Swagger to keep you healthy even if you have to eat hits to survive there. I'm not going to argue against it because it still is scary, and also you should have taken a perfect pitch, but they all hit the core. At the end of the day though, you get tapped by Ensnare Drums and Thunderstruts, so you're kind of low already. But the fact is, the entire enemy team used all their abilities. You don't have to fall back. You can move up and help the play for Rasmus, considering it takes Rasmus and Vice. It takes Rasmus to get a barrier, and then your own Imi to blink in and use Timeless Trader again. And you have no onus on the play once more. Yes, you were staggered out, but when you're already coming back, you have your stagger back, because there's no abilities left. Look at what happened in the time span between you being low and where the core is. Let's count how many enemy abilities were used. A perfect pitch was being charged, and a cyber swipe to core control. If you stood in the middle, like if you stood like where you, like if you instead moved to where you are right now, Imi possibly could have used her cyber swipe to maybe hit you. Mato maybe used her perfect pitch to hit you. But at that point, then when you're here, at that point, then what? You already have more than 2 bars of health. But thanks to Stagger Swagger, so there's no reason for you to be scared. Because even if, even then, they'd be committing abilities into you when you are not dying. You have Status Swagger that's keeping you alive. So even if you took all that damage, you have the speed. Don't use that speed to retreat. Use that speed to go in and force the issue. Because there's no more abilities on the table to fear your death from. Nice attempt at the Flame Fury. Just core's not in your control. Just bad timing, but you can't say too much. You were trying to make a proactive play. Rasmus tried to pass to you. Didn't work out. And then you're just getting intercepted. You're staying way too far up when you just need a twirl. You can just be like right in front of Mato because you can just stun her with either of your abilities. So you don't need to stay up and wide for a weird pass. Like, because at this point then, yeah, Mato is going to intercept you. Aime's going to intercept you at this weird middle range if it ever did come to you. That, and then punch. Proactive, but it's not a wind-up, so dash punch instead there. That could also possibly kill Mato, considering how you would trigger Knife's Edge, you already have Glass Cannon, so you're getting more power, and she's so low! She's so low! He committed punch! So it goes up here, you lose your stat or whatever, it's whatever. Rasmus gets control, and he's trying to get a Pendulum Swing stun. Good. And then, this egregious play. I see the idea for the dribble. It mind games the strike out of Mato. Where is your dash punch? You have the right idea, but then you just let her win a 50-50 strike war after. Dash punch! Secure the goal! You got stunned by the perfect pitch, actually. If you dash punch and stun her, she never gets the perfect pitch off. You get the barrier, and she powerfully panic bursts to make sure you and Rasmus don't convert it. Where is the dash punch? Unfortunate right there. Thunderstruck, you probably didn't expect it because you were trying to strike the core, so that was where your focus was. Oh, good. But then, from this, the burst gets to be used offensively, gets things out of the way. Rasmus struggles to convert because the Pummel's advantage just lets them run all over you. And then it's just pain. It's pain, because what then? Yeah, abilities are being used, but Aimee can start going in. Could be Dash Punch to stun both Aimee and Vice right there. If you have it, stuns both Aimee and Vice into Flame Fury, keeps it in the corner, lets Rasmus move up out of the ensnare drums. But instead, Vice just gets, instead Aimee just gets it for free because you didn't use your dash at all. Your dash was up. Like, was your dash up this entire round? I want to check this. Like, legitimately, I need to check if your dash was up this entire round because I feel like it was. So you get hit, you retreat after the initial hits.
No chance.
Commit Flame Fury. Positioning error, whatever. You commit Punch. Still no dash. Dash button not stun 100%. That's true. But where is this dash? Where is the fabled dash I've been waiting for? Everybody was so eager to burn their abilities, but there's still no dash. Why don't you use it? I'm saying this with just the saddest expression in my heart. But why don't you use one of your strongest force abilities? It's up for almost a whole minute. That should be 14 seconds of cooldown.
Bet my developers didn't expect that.
You didn't get to use it the entire round. Alright, reset the mental. It's next round. Moving up. Nice tries to carry. You don't have to commit anything now because the abilities are there. That's... Oh my goodness, that's kind of sick. That's kind of sick that it didn't actually go in. Okay, what? Like, Aimee's so low. She committed her she committed her own dash. Okay, you tried to make a weird play off the Taiko's understandable. That's just a little awkward. Burst for reflexes. Good try. Aimee dies. You finally have a Pummel's proc. Nice try. You still got it though. You used dash. We take those. We actually take those. Holy crap. Okay. So immediately, glitch pop kind of makes it hard for you to win the strike war, but fact is, it gets carried thanks to Firewall Sentry naturally existing. Use the barriers, big whoop. The dash exists? Real? It's real, apparently. So that's good. Rasmus and you just try to win 2v2 strike war. Flame Fury hits everybody, but miraculously goes in between. And then Rasmus, unfortunately, misses his strike. You know, Flame Fury could have just gone a little bit sooner, deep in the corner. But you still used it with the intention of core controlling, so I can't blame you there. It just could have been, or I can't blame you for how you used it now, but I can blame you for not using it earlier to maintain the core control in the corner, because it helps keep Aimee out of the play. It keeps it to a 2v2, while you still have dash punch, and Rasmus also has his egoist burst. Comes over, and then Rasmus loses the 50-50 because his strike is still on cool. Actually, no, he has Twitch strike, but he still loses the 50-50, so he has to use his burst right there. Still goes in, and then look at how low Aimee is. I was about to say, I would immediately be looking to just dash her, since both Taikos up top are gone. That means they can't buffer her hits anymore. You can legitimately just run up, dash her, and then she never gets a cyber swipe off at all. But fact is, you know, Rasmus's Whiplash still does get to hit her, and then you make an attempt to hit her into the Taiko, which would have been great, but then it just respawns at the worst time right there. Like, legitimately, at the worst time, the Taiko respawns and bounces her to safety. That's unlucky, unfortunately, there. Otherwise, corner control, burst to keep it away, and you get things there. Rasmus does finally kill her, but you could have also dash punched her to kill. Dash punched her up and down to kill, but Rasmus still got the pendulum swing. Moot point, he still got it. And you can convert the striker advantage. Dash punch there, finally, and even with the perfect pitch, you were still able to get it there because you committed dash punch. Even if you didn't stun Mato, fact is, it got your two abilities and a strike beats your one perfect pitch and a light strike. You used your resources and you were rewarded. Thank you. I can be happy about that play from you. Alright. Comes up to you again. You win the strike war against Aimee after this time, so let's hold on. So, look, you did your job. You soaked up the Firewall Sentry, and look at that. 2 abilities went into you, possibly 3. That's 4 abilities went into you. 5 abilities. You're still alive. They're wasting everything, and Rasmus has full control up top for free. You already have your Stagger Bat, and they're all on cooldown. That is what you need to do with Stagger Swagger. You draw all that aggro so Rasmus can make a play. Now, granted, he's taking all the hits now, and that burst unfortunately did miss. But look, that's good Stagger Swagger. Good clear as well to Rasmus, but you need to help him out more. Put some offensive pressure on the enemy. Dash punch for damage. I like that. I like that. See, Rasmus is following up. He could maybe get a Death Touch on Vice and really put the pressure back on. You're low too, but you have Stagger Swagger. Good control. Puncher, thank you. Good, good, good. You might have stolen that orb from Rasmus, but whatever. Barrier dot. Nice try. You still got it. Good, 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 good. You are turning up. You are recognizing your condition right here. And you're seeing those low health bars and being unafraid to burn. I like that. I like that. I like that more. Alright, water real quick, because I'm getting hype on this now. I'm really getting hype. Okay, so you win the strike war thanks to Glass Cannon and okay, you're not actually close enough to the edge. Glass Cannon giving you enough speed to win after the glitch pop. After you take an unfortunate power core that puts you back into the Firewall Sentry, fact is that did inadvertently, whether you intended to or not, buy your own Aimee enough time to set up her own Firewall Sentry. Because only one hit ever only 2 hits of enemy Aimee's Firewall Sentry come out, to where a strike plus her own Firewall keeps the top barrier until she misses a strike. Big whoop. Fact is, after that, look at all the abilities that start coming your way. Look at all of these abilities. So, Cyber Swipe misses you. Glitch Pop hits. Thunderstruck hits. You're still alive. That's 3 abilities. 4 if we count the one that got you low in the first place. You're alive and you're about to have your Stagger Bat within literally a second. It's back. You are already back in the play. Within 2 seconds of the match, you have your Stagger Bat to a reasonable range, and the enemy wasted 3 abilities that cost 8 seconds to like 16 seconds and 14 seconds each. That is almost a solid 45-second like window of opportunity, cumulatively, that you can make now, considering you have Dash Punch. That is the value in Stagger Swagger. Unless the enemy has a good combo to kill you, you can absorb all of that pressure and just force out their ability use. That's a power chord too. If Vice hits that, that's ability number 4/5. Punch to control, I see the idea, but remember, it's just got a wind up, so that's just Julie unfamiliarity. Rasmus tries to get in. She bursts, but it doesn't come to anything, unfortunately. So you're just controlling the line against Aimee. Holding where the orb is at the corner right here, good idea, because it helps you get a little bit more pressure. It denies the orb from Aimee in case she's trying to build up to her own stagger. And even if she does, even if the ball comes up to Aimee, you have enough speed from residual Nice Edge and from Glass Cannon to just intercept it afterwards. Oh, you just missed the strike after, though. Oh, that's just unfortunate timing. Afterwards, though, clearing up to Rasmus, good danger awareness right there. And then you're trying to get into the play. I think you should be shadowing Rasmus, because if he dies, everybody's got the whole entire top half of the field. Everybody's really crowding around to try to kill him, potentially. But fact is, you still going with Dash Punch for damage. Respect the play. I respect the play. If the Dash Punch didn't get buffered out, considering Vice is 3 abilities away. So, 1, 2. If your Dash Punch hit a little independently of your Jolie's burst, that would have staggered Vice. But all good considering. Fact is that Vice is basically out of the play. Enemy Aimee goes in, it's whatever. Now, this is where I find it a little questionable. Once again, you are scared of dying, but you have Stagger Swagger, and you know already that the enemy Aimee committed her Cyber Swipe, committed her Burst, so she only has Glitch Pop potentially, and she has to, and she already used her Glitch Pop, even when you're falling back right there, to hit Rasmus instead. So you can move up, because, yeah, you're low, but Stagger Swagger is always going up. So you already have your 1 up, you already can take ability, you can take 2, and they're controlling the orb. Good gameplay. Okay, you're not grabbing the orb yet, but then you go for it. Unironically griefed Rasmus, but you wouldn't have recognized that to see that not bad, so that's just whatever. But fact is, you're able to convert that striker advantage after just holding it. Immediate strike towards Macho into Dash Punch would have been something, but then Ensnare Jumps gave the weirdest angle. Fact is, you got the striker advantage, and then you were still able to convert. Good stuff. You still stayed alive, you never got hit, but look, that Stagger Swagger advantage is finally paying off. That pitch in set 1, after set 1, is paying off in dividends for you.
No chance.
Good ideas. Okay, once again, let's watch the entire round and then let's comment. Good Whiplash from Rasmus. Great burst to kill! Like I said, if people are willing to burst to get cheesy kills, then they burst. Good kill, but then you are kind of holding the top of the half of the field for no reason when you could really just be helping out Rasmus in a 2v1. Fact is, he still got the barrier. Ooh, Whiplash play! That's Whiplash Death Touch play. Ooh, okay. Rewind that bad. Some good, some bad in that play. Alright. So let's watch it back. Core spawns down below, immediately comes up to you from the angle, and the Firewall Sentries come out. I do respect your positioning for trying to hold up top, because the Firewall Sentry angle isn't perfect, but the fact is, with how the enemy Aimee is standing, she's going to try to send it down to her own at that rate then. Because your own Aimee can cover the top, because unless enemy Aimee tries to cyber swipe in, she'll already be dodging the Firewall Sentry anyway, so she's kind of forced to send it down. But that's just heads up play. But positioning wise, you should have intercepted, and with Macho already standing up top, that should have been an early barrier. It's whatever though. Strike Wars, you only have punch on cooldown, so no reason to burn yet. Rasmus gets in here, and his Whiplash does get it in. And then there's the committal. But great recognition to burst. Look at that. Where is the kill range? She's standing on that gray area, on those gray lines, like I said before. Where is the kill range for burst or any knockback ability? At where the midfield orbs spawn. You use it to both gain control of the core unequivocally, and you get the strike advantage for both your pummelers, and you even trade burst with Mato. That is amazing forwarding right there. Now this is where I feel like it throws, because Rasmus and Vice are right there. If it gets sent up, your own Aimee can already cyber swipe or glitch pop to send it back down to you. You need to help out Rasmus. It's not a bad idea to control both sides of the field, but the fact is, if the core stays at the bottom the entire time, that 12-second window of a striker advantage, when you have your pummeler's speed, especially so, is being wasted. So moving up, good stuff there. Flame Fury, I see the idea to stun both of them, but then this is your Julliette knowledge that needs to kick in. Why not dash punch Vice immediately after? Even if she maybe hits the Taito, you could just dash punch as she's on the corner. That knocks her way out of the play. Could be me even bounce her to the other side. Or if you get lucky and the Taito wasn't there, or if you move down, considering she moves out, you could actually hit her towards the very middle of the field, KO her, and keep your striker advantage even more. That's just me though. But afterwards, Rasmus gets a pretty nice death touch. Because fact is, once you look, you committed your Flame Fury, and none of them evaded. Vice didn't because she wasn't anticipating, and Mato literally can't because she has no evade power left. She has no energy left. Vice is so close to the edge, so if you really consciously chilled enemy Aimee with your burst, you can also recognize that Vice should die. Now granted, you went for the core instead. I can respect that, actually, on further inspection of the play, to help keep control, but in my immediate monkey brain, once you start your play with Julliette, you take that to the bank. So actually, I can't nitpick on that too much. You did try to control it, and you still did convert it. So what are you looking for as your first play here? There's a lot of options, actually. Twin Drive, very, very astute, actually. Very astute. That's definitely what I would have done. Because fact is, with Mato second in draft, you cannot let her have 2 cooldowns on it. 2 cooldowns on drum and bass when she already has chrono boost to boost it. You can't deny aerials, considering you can't deny aerials from her. The fact is, it gives you more onus on your own dash punches and denies her from having a lot more control as a goalie and forcing you to have to use those forces, or forcing Rasmus to have to use his pendulum swing to guarantee those goals in. That's good right there. I need to analyze the rest of the draft though real quick. Let's see here. So aerials for Mato made sense. Rasmus Demolitionist, definitely so. He already has Big Fish, so he keeps going through that. Fight or Flight for Aimee, the main thing for her, for our Aimee, is that she gets a little bit more of a budget switch kits, of course. And fact is, with you actually putting Stagger as possible pressure, she might be able to refresh her own cooldowns on her Cyber Swipe and help that offensive line. Great goalie pick, in my opinion, right there. Both diff for enemy Aimee made sense. Better size, she wants to compete with enemy Rasmus and you. And then, well, with Vice going down, it's either she takes CDR or 1-2 punch. And she definitely should take 1-2 punch if she wants a little bit more damage. But the fact is, with her already having CDR from Heavy Impact, Heavy Impact and Hotshot, she wants to just keep her pressure going nonstop. That's the win conditions. Good dash punch to control right there. You already did use your one and only evade though, so that did kind of fall apart. Oh, good. Great pendulum swing from Rasmus. That extra size is paying off. So now it's even, and you actually have 6 seconds of pummelers. So you move in, go. Should be committing more. Where's that dash, baby? Where's that dash? Flame Fury's here. You got both barriers. You ready to twin drive, so where's the dash, baby? Kill Vice. Oh my god, kill Vice! You have 2 dashes, and once again, you used it once. Granted, you did die, so you're kind of gone for a good amount of the set, but you, like, where's the dashes? You have it, you have 2 uses. Use the 2 uses. You only used 1 use. You were dead, so I can't fault you for the entire time, but you have 2. Commit your plays. Go all in with Julliette. You have clear power spikes when you are the most dominant person on the field, so you need to respect that. You get hit with the Glitch Pop, so that starts to stagger, unfortunately, and then you just get whacked by everything. You get whacked by you evade the Thunderstruck, but then just get hit afterwards by the Supernova. Can't say much more past that. Main thing here, though, is Rasmus recognizes Aimee is standing, once again, at kill range at the gray area. I'd wait until your combo and Macho at the end. Fair enough, but the fact is, if, like, that's a problem with a good amount of forwards of waiting for the play to come to you, I feel. Because a lot of the time when it comes to, especially like Asher Etzes, they need the play to come to them. But with you having so much speed from Knife's Edge, from Glass Cannon, and you having extra cooldowns, you can force the issue a lot more. Just even if you are waiting to use it on Macho, thing is, she is not in a pressured situation until the core lines up. You have to wait for those 3 conditions for yourself. You to have the core, you to be in a 1v1 with Macho, and you to have your ability cooldowns. But the fact is, if you never get that 1v1, it's hard considering you're getting intercepted the entire way. Vice is, look, you have Dash Punch right here. Vice is under 2 health bars after you use your first dash. I don't know what that evade was about. Probably just a misinput at that point then. But then you could dash punch up, hit Vice, that kills her. It puts pressure on enemy Aimee to fall back, puts pressure on Macho, and then you and Rasmus can easily force a little bit more. You could still punch here. You have enough power, probably from Glass Cannon, to still hit past the 2 pips and kill her. But now all that stagger pressure is gone, and instead of enemy Aimee having to fall back, she's able to stay up at that she's able to stay in that situation the entire time, unfortunately. And the Glitch Pop even lets her get control over. Whereas if you killed Vice up top beforehand, enemy Aimee would have had to fall back probably, and then the play never would have come around. You have a win condition that you were able to win set 4 off of in getting kills. So you can index into that, because your core control is still lacking. So what can you win? Raw numbers game. 3v2 them. Eating a few hits. Now, whether or not you were trying to back up or not, fact is your Status Swagger proc, and you denied the entire Firewall Sentry. Good there. You can fall back with your rest of your Status Swagger, and yep. No. Like, you're man-marking out Aimee, but you need to man-mark Vice. She's on burst right now. Rasmus is also out of the play. Force it out! Dash punch! She's on the edge right there! You should dash punch her! Oh, Jay, you still got the burst out. You still didn't get the burst out. And you got it. Rasmus could possibly burst, but he got stuttered out a little bit, unfortunately. You got it there. The angel's bad! Oh, no! No! Not like this! You can't be losing the set like that! No! Yeah, it's still might just Calvin. So, play goes at the bottom. You meander for the first 2 seconds again. I know you're trying to cover the top, and with Aimee covering the bottom, not the worst play ever, but then afterwards, trying to man-mark Aimee. I see that. You're going in. Firewall essentially kind of forces your hand, and legitimately not too bad from how much power Specialized Training is putting in on you. You commit the punch. You're thinking that it might clear upwards to Aimee, so fair punch right there. And then Rasmus is getting pressured all around court. Why are you falling back right here? Aimee is already controlling it. All 3 of you are at the goal mouth. With Rasmus out of the play, considering he's staggered out, you need to move up. Even if you are hurting, you have stagger swagger. You cannot fall back here. That just is conceding the entire midfield up to your side of the pitch to the enemy team. You need to move up and get to the play. Get in front of Aimee or intercept Vice, because once again, she has burst. She's the most dangerous person on the pitch right now. So you and Rasmus are now doubling up because he's more confident because he's got his stagger bat. So you need to move down, which you do. But then here's the question mark. You commit Flame Fury to maybe to possibly control the core, to possibly force the burst out of Vice, but she's at that mid-line where you can dash punch her and kill her, and you don't commit even though she's right there. You just used your ultimate. Use your other abilities and kill her. Yeah, she whiffed her burst, but the fact is she stayed alive. That's at 28 seconds. If she's still alive by 16, that means she's able to use that power toward and get the she's able to use the power chord and get the goal for her team. And guess what? 16. She would have been on respawn, and she got it. If she wasn't alive, she never would have been able to get that play going. Commit yourself all in as Julliette. That is her purpose. You stun, you kill, you went pummelers, you're going for those cheesy kills.
What's that? You want me
The
to
play
break
just
it
went down from there because you basically were stuck in a 2v3 because Rasmus, by no fault of his own, because he's trying to get offensive and in the play, he has no health the entire time. Granted, you took some punishment yourself, but he's got to play on a knife's edge to not die this entire set, whereas you can easily kill Vice. Another time right there, for instance, too. Another time. Dash punch. Actually, no, you don't have punch. But you can still dash and, well, you still won the strike war. But the thing still, once again, you are not using it. You are not using what is your main win condition.
turn it down?
Yeah. Like, you don't have to be afraid to commit your dash. Because you purposely took Twin Drive. Be it to deny Mako or for your own point. Alright, game point. I think enemy Aimi disconnected for a second there. Burst. You tried to intercept. Now where's enemy Aimi damage? Where's enemy Aimi damage? She's so low. She's bouncing. Where's the Vice damage? Vice damage. Hit her. Nice try. Kick her. Kick her. Punch her. Dash her. Dash her. Kick her. She's so low. You should have kicked her. You did it so late. Where was that? Oh my god. Rasmus is dead! Don't lose the game! You should have dash punched both of them! Okay, now you're using everything in the panic because it's a last go scenario! I've seen that! Kick her! Punch her! Good! Nice try! Court control's here. Nice attempt. Okay, she's dead. Great! Rasmus has full control of the play. Burst force, thanks to pendulum swing. And you got it!
Closer to becoming the
Go! Cruising modding, watching recordings of other people. I know that you literally titled this you were panicking and sweating, but like I'm seeing like, and this is review, so by no fault of your own, like you're seeing this in a different light. But when you're panicking like this, like what? Go back to basics. I am saying this like if you find yourself struggling, if you find yourself unsure of what to do, if you find yourself being like, I have to do XYZ, I can't lose this game right now, go back to basics. What won you the previous two sets? Feeding to Rasmus won you set 1, and getting a striker advantage won you set 4. That is how you are winning sets. So just focus in on your win condition, and that will naturally transition into your gameplay. That's how you calm yourself down. Because when you start panicking and getting yourself into those situations, you start thinking, I have to do everything on the pitch to save this game. That's how you draw yourself thin. That's how you open up problems and gaps in your defense. Instead, if you play back to your win condition, what won you the previous sets, you find the gaps in the enemy mindset. This is general advice for you, especially with how you're playing as a midfielder in general. You are playing super defensively in general from this one game of Julliette that I'm seeing here. And I would probably have to watch your own different Estelle, Aimi games, whatever other stuff if you did want to submit more for coaching in the future. How your defensive mindset would do better at feeding the core to your primary forward. But the fact is here, you need to push your win condition. Your win condition in those characters is winning through ranged plays that stun the enemies, that let you cheese man marking, but you are playing Julliette, who thrives only when she's able to beat man marking and puts fear into the hearts and minds of the enemy team by dash punching them. That is the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing to look at here. So let's analyze it again. So, I mean, disconnect for a second. It's whatever. Fact is, you have burst, you have damage. Burst forced, you burst trying to control the core, but you still hit both enemies. You have dash, and Aimi is so low. Commit to the corner. You have all of your abilities coming off cooldown. You have both twin drive uses of your dash. You have Flame Fury coming up. You have punch. Hit her. Get her out of the play. Rasmus makes the proactive play and hits her with Whiplash. She doesn't die somehow, but fact is, Rasmus does the dirty work for you and kills her with Pendulum Swing and Whiplash. Now is your duty to pressure Vice or Mato. You hit Vice, you hit Mato, good stuff. You have, like what? Your Flame Fury and Mato gets her out of position, helps you control the core helps you control the core despite the Thunderstrut. That's a real good proactive play. Mato's out of position, but now, with the core out of the way and out of your reach, hit Vice! Good try on the punch. She's still low. Watch the orb! Watch the orb in the goalie. She's going to trend towards it naturally. You can kill her! Even if you give up core control to Mato, fact is, Aime's dead for 9 seconds here. Vice would be dead for another 12 seconds. She juked Rasmus out and stays alive. Rasmus does steal the orb, but Vice is still alive and is still a second wall of defense. Your twin drive kick is still up. Use it! You can just kick her! You use it so late and you get nothing when you weren't pressured! Hi there, where do you submit a VOD? Let me calm down for a second. You would submit it at my business email of chatreuseproxy@gmail.com, and I'd go over it next week. Well, actually, I have, I think, 2 more VODs lined up for next week. But you'd submit it right there. But anyway, back on to this. So, the striker advantage does not, unfortunately, convert. I see the attempt here to strike it, but you have a dash! Instead of striking, dash and stun Mako! You have another cooldown of dash! Stun her, convert the goal! Instead, she gets to strike it for free because you sent it straight to her face! What's your value in Twin Drive? You're not using both cooldowns of dash! Now, Rasmus unfortunately gets caught here. Trying to fall back to help the defensive line. Look at this! Look at this! You have dash punch! They're both standing at that perfect line where you can just dash punch both of them and convert this from a 2v3 to a 2v1! The burst cements it too! Dash punch them! You commit punch! Why don't you dash? Ah! No twin drive use! Okay, what? You dash up to try to intercept the core. I can respect that, but your Aime already tried to make the play for it. Luckily, Firewall essentially holds control while Rasmus is coming back. Possible dash right here. Aime standing at the line. Possible dash here. You see it. The dash point doesn't hit Vice, unfortunately. So now it just comes down to controlling the core. Rasmus jumps on the pressure train, thankfully. And that does kill Vice, because she's staggered enough. And luckily, the very tail end of your Flame Fury after the Thunderstruck recast does work. That's good. That's real good right there. Rasmus holds control. Good dribbling. Forces the burst. Comes up to you. And luckily, Mako doesn't get the perfect pitch. You are lucky that she did not get the perfect pitch. So she just hit all the way down. I think I'm just blind at this point. It has to be the only explanation. The thing that I'm really thinking about, though, is that from your pedigree of characters that you're playing as, only Aime necessarily, unless you have any traits that increase your impacts, only Aime really has a immediate kill at the mid-range button. Because if you, as you saw when your Rasmus died earlier in that set right there, that is when he's standing at the midfield. You can see right here. You can see exactly when he dies. Cyber Swipe has enough knockback naturally that at the midfield orbs, somebody will die if they're standing right there. Julliette thrives off of this angle. And since you don't play Julliette that much since you're a midfielder, you don't recognize this. So that's not on you, that's on your muscle memory. But if you commit to Julliette, you've certainly played against her enough to recognize that chance, to recognize those angles, right? So why are you not committing into that? Especially after you've already proven that it works! And you're being more cognition later on into this game that it works. Because otherwise, you're looking for, if you snipe somebody and then they're close enough to the edge that you can Rose Warp in and kill them with a Stell, you might get a good power chord from a distance with Vice, and then Dretch, well, you really actually have to get 2 point-blank shots. So you really don't know this angle intrinsically if you're not playing anybody else, or if you're not playing Aime and finding these cyber swipes that much. So I can't fault you for your knowledge check right there, but what I can't fault you is your Julliette choice if you're not committing to those hits. I think I'm just blind at this point, has to be the only explanation. Look, once again, I'm saying all of this with love. it is not the worst thing ever, but I also will say that was a bad thing. You should have put that in the corner instead of passing straight ping pong to Mako right there. What was that? Panic, probably, actually. That was probably panic. You self-admitted that. Can't fault you too much. But calm heads prevail. You should have had an easier goal at that point then. I didn't know Dash Punch was good. I think part of the reason I didn't use it was not knowing kill ranges as well, but mostly wanting to save the dash. But that's the thing. Use it or lose it. What happened in set 3, I believe, when you purposely used burst to kill Aimi at that top left corner range? If you have the knowledge to kill range Aimi with your burst right there, that's definitely enough to use Dash Punch. Now, I can't fault you anymore, and I'll stop harping on it as much, hopefully, considering we're only down to either 1 or 2 more goals in this recording here, but hopefully this teaches you on your kill range. That is something I want to go over. I should actually do a Schoolful Microstructures video on that for. Those midfield lines are always present in every single pitch, and also when the orbs spawn, and you can recognize your kill range with that. But if you're trying to save the dash, fact is, you open up so much, like, when your dash is off cooldown, you look to use it, because that is your power spike. If you save it, you save it. You save it, where's your opportunity? Where's your opportunity? It could have passed by you. You lose core control. Your team loses core control. The enemy gets in. Guess what? They get it when you get sets like earlier on, where you don't use the dash for the entire minute, because you never get that chance to, because you never preemptively used it, and then you lose the goal. That's where the issue lies in trying to save the dash. There is times to save it. I'm not faulting your mindset there. That's a nice idea. But fact is, with you being a melee striker, it's more important for you to use it or lose this or lose the goal, rather than your range strikers at the start who can immediately react and say, who can save the Rose Warp, for instance, and immediately react to it. All right, round 4. Evade right there helps you not get stun locked into firewall sentries and everything like that. Weird bounce. Carry in the corner. Dash punch. Punch. That's still a punch. Still got the barrier though. Rasmus is holding as much control as he possibly can, dude. Dash punch. Good. 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 We will take that so much right there. You use your abilities. I can't fault you there. That's just better. You evade right there. As much as I was harping on Status Spider, if you get Thunderstruck, you immediately get cascaded into specialized training, Firewall Sentry. That's a problem. Punch to try to secure the barrier didn't work out. Dash Punch would have been better just to honestly make sure you carry the core with it. Because once again, Punch has a wind up, so you have to preemptively use it. You can't reactionary use it. But that's Julliette knowledge chat, so can't fault you here. Still did go in with the mindset. There's that. Hits the Taiko drum, hard to defend. You probably weren't expecting that burst of speed, but now you can look at just holding the corner, which you do because Mato's Riddy's drum and bass. Dash punch on the corner here. Punch has wind up, and Mato already controlled it out. Just dash punch at this rate. Your ideas are good, but your execution is not. That's legitimately what this entire game feels like it boils down to. And then right here, yeah, at the very least, you move up, you man mark Aimi out, and then dash punch gets you the range. Because even if Mato hits it, she panic hit it on the corner, and you just win because her strike's on cooldown. You win that panic. Even if you say you were panicking there, you were able to still dash punch and win the panic war. That phrased it pretty badly, but that still works. Alright then, so another Firewall Sentry immediately, thanks to extra special. Everybody's grouped up here. Punch. Flame Fury to control it. Keeps it in the corner. Good. Oh, did Rasmus disconnect again? Not like this, on what is literally game point. Dash punch to try to hold control. Good. You are just looking to stall. Good. Blink back from your Aimi. Yeah, just hold it. You have to play defensive. Rasmus is back. Good. You have burst. Burst for damage at the it bursts for damage as you missed the core, but fact is that still got Aimi. Very lucky you can just feed to Rasmus because he almost has burst. He's egoist burst. He just needs a hit. Let him run! Okay, panic. Weird angle. Flame Fury to control. Dash. Nice try. Dash. Mato's in kill range. He can punch her. Good. Dash the other two! They're so low! Dash them! Good! Ah! Okay!
I hope Estella's watching.
Congratulations on the win, dude! What the heck? I mean, an ace to finish off that game. It can't get any closer than that. But that last second eject button, what the heck? Okay. Okay, we'll go over the stat breakdown in just a little bit here, alright? Let's go over that entire last round. What the heck is that, dude? Alright, so, immediately, Aimee wants to, your ally Aimee wants to cascade disadvantage. She holds this tight angle, and this is something that I do all the time when I'm playing Aimee too, and I want you to also impart this data as well. If you have a tight firewall sentry, look at where enemy Aimee is. She's stuck at the very top. Whenever I'm playing Aimee, I'm usually playing her forward, so I usually have my cyber swipe to save. But if I have a tight angle and I see an enemy here, this is my conditioning. They are stuck on the top half where the midfield orbs spawn, and guess what? You can cyber swipe to kill. This would be a dash kill, but you got knocked back, unfortunately. A dash punch kill. Flame Fury to control, and you keep getting knocked back, so it's hard for you to keep committing in. So that's hard. Then Rasmus unfortunately DCs when you try to pass to him, so you really can't say too much more. At this point then, you're just trying to keep it on the enemy side, which you do by spending your cooldowns. The perfect pitch kind of throws things off a little bit, so that is a bit unfortunate. But you still are trying to just hold it away. Now this is when shadowing the top half is really good, because you are basically a striker down. Rasmus comes back. Dash punch is real good damage right there. It forces the core away from Aimee, and it gets you control, and that's 2 hits of damage to her. Now look at that. Look at that. Rasmus follows up with a Whiplash recast, so that gets her down. You tried to burst for the core, but even if you miss, you still damage Aimee. That's huge. And now Rasmus gets his recast. That's a hit. She dies. You have a strike advantage with pummelers. Now that has to be held, otherwise it hits the barrier. Rasmus does get it. And that's a great intercept though, but unfortunately, he loses control a little bit. That's a horrible burst from Aimee, but she's panicking too. You need to get down and press her Vice right now. You have the striker advantage. Rasmus and Vice are both at burst rates, and Vice gets burst. If she bursts right here and immediately sends it to the top left, remember, your Aimee has no cyber swipe, the game's lost. But instead, she panics too. Rasmus panics by hitting it towards the Taiko drum by accident on his dribble, and he has to burn his burst, which he smoothly sends upwards where you are, so Vice wastes her burst trying to intercept, and now you try to preemptively punch when a dash punch could have carried, but drum and bass probably would have stopped it. But fact is, everybody's rushing to you. A dash punch would have stunned at least the forwards and kept the ball in more of your locus of play. Good Flame Fury to control. Now watch where the core is. You know where the core is going? It's going at the top right because of your Flame Fury angle. So you can just immediately preempt your strike. Nice try. Just gets intercepted. And it's just so close. A dash right here could kill Mako. Look at where she's standing. Look at that. You remember the midfield line where the orange spot is the forwards danger zone for death? That black lining where the goal is danger zone for goal is where they die. Dashing into her kills her now. Kills her now. Especially since he gets hit by Firewall Sentry. Dashing into her kills her now. You kill her. You hit the core with your dash. She dies. Instead, you just strike into her. You should have dashed her. She gets out. She gets hit by Firewall Sentry again. Dash punch kills. Punch kills. Good. Good. A little late, but still good. Now look at where the enemies are and look at their health bars. Rasmus Whiplash puts them in a 1 ability kill range. You get a perfect ace because you have your twin drive of your dash to hit both of them. Instead, you try to win a strike war. Use your abilities over your strikes. Use your abilities over your strikes. Everybody has a strike, but only you have a Phoenix dash. Have a Phoenix tit, whatever. Have a dash that stuns, deals damage, and they both have no stagger. You kill both of them because you killed Mako. The Whiplash hits both of them. The core's not in your control, but if you kill them, nobody can test you. Now that's a little late, unfortunately, because once Now, you went in with the intention to dash to control the core, but you should have gone in with the dash to kill both of them. Instead, it got a little dicey. And if your Amy didn't have her eject button to come in, that could have been way worse. But you still got it
Hope Estella's watching.
in the scramble of the century with an ace to finish it off. And just congratulations on that win. I am mind blown by that win, all things considered, Chief. At the end right there. Just straight up congratulations. That is hard earned after a struggle city. But the main, okay, so let's rewind things back. You got MVP at the end, very much so for just winning the end. So let's go over the scoreboard, especially at the end there too. Main thing is that look at that. All of those goals started predicating. Rasmus got the initial goals at the first half, but he had to fall back because he kept getting pressured out so much and he wasn't getting his Ego's prots. So it came down to him feeding to you a lot more than you feeding to him, and hopefully you picked that up more as the game went on. Otherwise, damage profile. The next biggest things to recognize as well is that damage profile, exactly. Look at your Aime's damage. She dealt the most damage of the team because she's Glass Cannon Aimee. When you're playing with characters that are running eject button, so Luna, Aimee, Vice as your goalies, like the more offensive ones, they deal so much damage for free in the later sets, in sets 3 beyond, once they get a kill trait or so, that you can easily start cascading that advantage and convert that to kills. Because you got 5 kills, you and Rasmus got 5 kills. That was after a lot of work, a lot of elbow grease, and there could have been a lot more. For you as Julliette, your damage isn't that bad, but fact is, your damage to KO ratio, necessarily, if you're getting it through a lot more attrition when you still went in with pummelers with the intention of dash punch killing. Why would you take pummelers if you self-admitted right here that you did not know dash punch's kill range? Take switch kits in that case then, if you're not confident in knowing the kill range. Maybe you were just taking it to learn Julliette then in that case, in which case, alright, more power to you. You now know, because I've hopefully imbued that way much into your brain now, but your kill rate, it's like, damage is one thing, especially since you have Glass Cannon, since you have Knife's Edge, you already pump up that numbers, but if you're going for a lot of kills with Julliette, more often than not, most of them will just be dash punches from catching people off guard on that end right there, at the end. On the other side, the thing to always break down on the scoreboard as well, Pummelers Jordan Taito, fair enough, but fact is, once again, unless, for Julliette especially, Pummelers can be Jordan Taito, but that's your gear choice. What does your character choice say about you then? And fact is, you didn't wake up with Julliette up until set 4 and 5, I'll be honest with you, Chief. But you still picked it up, and I will congratulate you on that. Now, the next thing to really focus in afterwards then is looking at the enemy team always to recognize what were their win conditions. As your win conditions at the end was getting KOs and just winning the game from there on. Their win conditions was focusing down Rasmus, because he died so much because he had to play forwards with the board that he was running. He wanted to cascade his size advantage, but that unfortunately made him a bigger target and the ire of all of the enemies. Once that was, because the fact is, Vice's constant damage thanks to heavy impact, thanks to hotshot, refunding her cooldowns, and then later on with her thunderstruts, was really forcing Rasmus out, but she never really got a good chance besides that one power chord intercept to get in the face too much. It was really enemy Aimee that was really causing problems, since she can just beat you in the range game at all times. So what you needed to do, the thing to take away is recognize when your fellow forward is also suffering and from KOs, from stagger pressure, from damage, and you need to tag out, swap out with him, and bear the brunt, especially since he could stagger swagger in the set 1 draft, for instance, too. And also, because you need to recognize, hey, Rasmus can win against Vice if he's not being pressured. If you put some pressure on Vice, she can't pop off as much, and in those final sets, for instance, you saw Rasmus was able to help convert kills on the people you were putting pressure on. Overall, you did wake up there, and you did wake up with joy in the last sets, but sets 4 and 5, but sets 1 through 3 was your midfield brain playing way too defensively. Overall, I really did. I feel like I really did enjoy this, even if I did mold, like VOD reviewing in general. So I'd love to actually get a lot more submissions. And if you don't mind yourself, Magistrat, I would love to keep reviewing more of you too. Especially if your own midfield, because as a certified midfielder myself, I'd love to pop off on your own plays when you're in more of your comfort element and trying things out too. But quite frankly, you are playing a melee striker as opposed to your traditional range strikers, and I think that's really what killed your confidence in the first sets, and killed your knowledge of the game, because you don't have the innate muscle memory that a Julliette demands at that rate then, compared to what you're used to, along with your positioning as well. But hopefully that does help you recognize things more, especially with playing to your cooldowns. Because for the range strikers especially, like, I'm gonna use Estelle as your pain point, since you pointed things out as well. Estelle, you have 2 soft forces, but you also have a hard force and piercing shot. You are all hard forces with Julliette, so you already know that you need to line up your corners for the angles, for instance, as a potential win condition, for instance. So why are you playing so far back? You play so far back with Estelle, but you need to flip that switch and play far forwards with Julliette. So I think that's something for you to just take into account of your own side of things. If you haven't watched it yet, and this is shameless self-advertisement, but I am legitimately putting this out here, I would recommend my YouTube, what's his face, video on man marking. In fact, I'll probably just pull that up real quick. Man marking, Chartreuse Proxy. Good. My YouTube video on man marking itself. Ooh, well, let's not blow my own ears out by my own voice right there. My YouTube video at the School of Major Strikers, man marking, because the fact is, for your own forward slash midfield use, that's I feel what you were suffering the most from with your own positioning, because you were trying to play defensively towards the barriers, when the thing is, you are, like, the goalie is the last line of defense between the barriers. You are not. You are the line of defense between between the core and the forward. You get in between the forwards themselves, not the goal barrier. Because if you stop Amy from ever getting the core, for instance, in your face-off, in your first touch face-off, then she never gets a chance to pressure your own goalie, Amy, at the goal barriers. Instead, you're now just saying, hey, 1v1 me at the goal barriers instead of 1v1 me at the midfield. You are the second line of defense when you are playing forward. You are not the second line of barrier. You are not the second goalie. You are the second line on the field at the midfield line of defense, stopping them. And that's really where it started struggling through, because your passive playstyle just didn't lend to Julliette. But once again, at the end of the day, I still think you played pretty well at the end there, picking up and recognizing a little bit more of your win conditions. You're just trying to save your dash for opportunities that you think have to be perfect, when you can just take suboptimal ones at times, and when you can take okay ones at times, if it just means you can force a kill, if it means you can just force a barrier. It doesn't have to be the perfect lineup to stun everybody, if it means you hold on to core control or feed it to your own teammate. Core control is the name of the game, no matter what you are playing. And for Julliette, once you lose it, it is gone for the rest of the round, unless your teammates feed it back to you, pretty much. But, honestly, once again, a wonderful game to commentate on, especially with your own points that you pointed out. And just, hopefully, this helps you out a lot more on your own game reviews. This will be getting posted out to YouTube later on, probably during the weekend. The whole VOD on this. But I'll be glad to keep this up as a weekly series too, when it really comes around too. But for now, that is actually me reviewing a 21-minute video for 2 hours. I feel like that's a pretty good coaching session, all things considered. So I will go ahead and call things right there tonight. Thank you everybody for joining me on my first ever Omega Strikers VOD session. This was really fun, everybody. I really hope that I get a lot more people submitting their clips, because it was just, you know, really good, all things considered. So, wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your Wonderful Wind Maid, your Cruz Ship Servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service. Hopefully, I can always enjoy a lot more, you know, viewership, interaction from everybody here. And just, thank you for coming by to the live viewing of your own VOD, my dude. Hopefully, this helps you out more, and hopefully, I don't hurt your feelings too much from everything harsh I said. Everything comes from a place of tough love, because you need to improve, and I need to really point it out with a lot of force, saying how so. Have a good night now, everybody, and I'll see you all possibly tomorrow, depending on weather, but if not, Friday for Lost Branch of Legend.